And so welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living, our Thanksgiving weekend celebration. And this wonderful, most beautiful day. You know that there are practitioners that are holding this, us all in prayer. We call it the field. As each one joins, they're adding their own vibration to this field that we create together. And it's a very beautiful thing. So thank you, Kathy Miller, Lynn Scheider, earlier today, Regina DeBarberi, and Reverend Paul Hoyt, and our first practitioner today who will do our opening invocation, Reverend Michael Rogers.
Good morning, all. Welcome to this beautiful day. What a perfect song to start with. And happy Thanksgiving, thanks living. So with all that beautiful energy, let's just come focused into our heart, the one heart of the Almighty. And you may close your eyes if you like. For thus, gracious, glorious oneness of life is awakened in, throughout, and about each one of us as we come together, this spiritual community, knowing it is the activity of God and that we are uplifted, up-leveled into this sacred grace, this magnificent beingness of all good. Knowing divine is good all the time. We just allow ourselves to breathe in the many magnificent virtues of the Almighty that is demonstrated in, throughout, and about every cell of our being, every dimension of our existence, every grace upon our presence. As we just give thanks for all these bountiful and unlimited blessings, we give thanks for Rev Carol, the founding minister and spiritual director of the Center for Conscious Living, for all the practitioners and ministers that are holding the high watch, for each one of us to just be in our grace, be in our wholeness, to let go of all conditions, situations, and illusions. Release them, shed them now, and come present in your purest grace, in your magnificent truth. We give thanks for Jackie for this beautiful music that just will uplift us and allow us just to celebrate these, one of the many magnificent blessings of life, of thanksgiving, of thanks living. We're alive. We are living and breathing the magnificence of the divine, as the divine is living and breathing us, present in each and every moment. We are so grateful to have this beautiful community, this beautiful way to come together. Just allow ourselves to be in our complete, purest form of life, of loving, of giving, of receiving and allowing these unlimited and bountiful blessings to just be and resonate in, throughout, and about us. And we just open up, knowing we are amazed by the magnificence of the divine, in complete ease, knowing it is our birthright. Every breath affirms yes for this beautiful life, yes for this happy Thanksgiving, yes for this happy thanks living, yes for our ability to just connect with one another and uplift each other and celebrate our presence and claim our presence right here and right now. For Lord, I am amazed by you. And in this grace, we affirm it by saying together, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. Beautiful, wonderful, and bringing us all together in this field. And now Jackie continues that glorious, uplifting, wonderful, with this beautiful song about God will provide.
Thank you, Reverend Carol. Yes, God will and God does provide. And this was a requested song by Reverend Carol. This song was originally done by Claudia Carawan. So it's called Jehovah Jireh, which means God will provide. When I find myself on shaky ground, when I lose the faith I thought I'd found, I think of this insurance policy, a promise made for all humanity. God is here, no need to fear, trust and know. I will align with the divine, get in the flow. Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh. As I move through every high and low, I hang on to this truth and won't let go. I understand I am not alone. Oh, I believe there is no earthly place where I cannot receive God's grace. I no longer face the unknown. Oh, Jehovah Jireh, yeah, Jehovah Jireh, hey, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, hey, yeah. So no man on the nightly news could ever take it from me, and no drop in the stock market could ever take it from me, yeah. And no bad economy could ever take it from me, yeah. I said there's nothing in this world that could ever take it from me. Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, God will provide. I believe. Yeah, God will provide. God does provide.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much for singing the truth. Beautiful to hear. And now I'll call up Reverend Michael again to do our inspirational reading.
Yes, thank you, Jackie, and the musicians for that gift of music. So beautiful. Today's reading is from 365, A Year Daily Wisdom with Dr. Ernest Holmes. It's page 353. It's titled Giving. Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure. That's Luke 6:38. We all wish to receive, but how many of us desire to give? If, as Jesus intonated, receiving is the other end of giving, then the more we give, the more we shall receive. Who loses his life shall find it. We shall give the best that we have to one another and to the world. This gift of life is made without effort. It is a complete abandonment of the self to life. Is made without effort. a conscious letting go of all the tight strings of our being, a loosening of the divine gifts within us. Only when we have learned to give all will we be in a position to receive all. Today I give myself unstingently to life. I unloose the well springs of my being and make a complete deliverance of the self to life. This I do spontaneously and with joy, with holding nothing. I will not do this with any hope of reward, but in glad joy for the opportunity to increase my own livingness. Everything that I have belongs to the world. Giving, I will receive the world back into my own consciousness. Today is good. Tomorrow will be even better. And that vista of tomorrows that stretch down the bright eternities of all endless future will all be good. For the nature and the nature of reality cannot change. That's Science of Mind, page 471. And our affirmation today, it should be in the chat room. If you can say it along with me. Today, I give thanks for all that is, this spiritual community and the abundance of my life. I am filled with gratitude for the unlimited good that is flowing in and through my experience right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. Well, happy Thanksgiving weekend. It's been quite a year, and I'm truly grateful for it. How could I not be? It's what's happening. There's so much change, so many opportunities to examine our beliefs, our fears, our priorities, our quality of consciousness. Notice the importance of community, of connection, of family, of being able to love ourselves. All of this we've either been able to or had to learn this year in this unimaginable shakeup of our collective consciousness. We can grieve for what's gone or what's changed if we like, but over and over again, we're called to find our center. And we've had opportunities galore to accept what is, to continually notice the state of our heart. Is it closed? Open it again. Open it again. Is it constricted? Open yet again, yet again. I have a Martha Creek card sitting here on my lamp that probably is hard to see, but it says, who would I be if I was willing? So I see it for hours a day as I sit here at my desk sometimes. That willingness is opening to the divine to more fully embody in and as each of us. Michael mentions it in the reading as well. And that's the invitation, I think, in these extraordinary times. Often we think we're going to get something from the world outside, which it cannot give us. We look to the world for happiness, peace, love, success. But all of this comes from within, from being firmly anchored in our center, in this peace, in this awareness. And as Jackie sang, God will provide. So in this weekend that's dedicated to remembering our gratitude for all things, certainly for Source, for all things, we recall that this Thanksgiving is always a relationship with everything that's appearing in life. I brought this quote from A Course of Love, where Jesus reminds us, call upon your relationship with me to aid you, as I call upon you to assist me in calling all our brothers and sisters to their return to unity. We call to one another in gratitude. This is the attitude of the wholehearted, the place from which all calls are sounded and received. the place where the true thinking of those united in mind and heart arises. Gratitude is the recognition of the state in which you exist here and remain forever beyond all time and the passing of all form. It is an attitude of praise and thankfulness that flows between us now. The light of heaven shines not down upon you, but is given and received in equal exchange by all who in creation exist together in oneness eternal. And as we talk a little bit about gratitude, and I want to give some time for some of you, if you would like to share what you're grateful for this year as well, if you want to put your name in the chat, I will do some of that as well. Alan Cohen, who came one year to CCL, I think Lou Doty opened for him, says in a book called The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore, appreciation and blessing are one and the same. This is his teaching here. Actually, we have no power to make anything more holy than it already is. Those of you that are trying to fix someone or something, I'll read that again. We have no power to make anything more holy than it already is. We certainly could not imbue a loaf of bread or a person with more God than already lives within them. What we can do, however, is to see or appreciate the God-infused blessedness in that person or object. God is everywhere. If we're not seeing that light, it's not because it's not there, it's because we're not looking for it. And when we begin to explore that power of appreciation and developing this attitude of gratitude, then everything changes. Or as Paul says in Thessalonians, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks. We've talked about that a lot before. It's not for everything, but in everything, always just giving thanks, centering in this awareness of the ever-present God. So I've had a chance to contemplate our 29th anniversary as the Center for Conscious Living and bring to mind the many, many people throughout the years that have been uplifted and transformed, changed their lives by the love that we share here at CCL. And I am truly humbled, deeply grateful. I am to have been given this chance to be in service to this community and to life itself. I do want to, at least briefly, thank the ministers and practitioners that are here that praying for us unceasingly sometimes, certainly every day, and do so many, many other things. Members of the Stewardship Council, the musicians, that's so uplifting and wonderful. Those of you that donate money to help sustain this community, absolutely vital. And the volunteers, especially when we were meeting in person, so many people needed to set up the sound and set up the bagels and the books and greet the people, all of those. Reverend Marlene Volper, who's our office administrator, who's been doing so much. And those of you that just showed up out of the blue to help with the office move, truly grateful. Those of you who have taken classes and practiced these principles in the world and in your lives, every time you make a choice for love or for peace or that uplifts your own vibration, you're making this contribution to the collective. We've worked in outreach programs with Love Orphanage in Haiti, with Sisterhood, with Habitat for Humanity. At one point, I remember actually framing a window with some kind of power nail thing or something that was terrifying to me. I begged them to just let me clean up and I'll sweep things, clean up everything for you instead, but I did do it. And the events that we've had and are continuing. Jackie Greggs and Regina de Barberi are planning a musical Christmas fundraiser for us. We'll tell you about that. And the people, all of the work that's involved to when people come. Over the years, Don Miguel Ruiz has been here, Sonatum Carr, Jean Houston, Alan Cohen, Judith Orloff, John Mundy, who's coming, I don't know, is it 20 years maybe every year? And recently we've had Mukesh Anand, Bhante Wimala, Mary Reed, Martha Creek, beautiful awakened consciousnesses coming to share the light with us. You may know, my computer crashed or died or something. I have not yet been able to restore the backup to another computer. So I don't have the collection. I was looking for a particular quote from Ernest Holmes and I couldn't find it. And I have my talks that I've given recently kind of sitting over here waiting to be filed. And I picked up what I thought was a talk, and it was a series of 5 or 6 pieces of paper of significant, wonderful things that I'd saved over the years. And this is the story from Robert Fulghum that I shared at my ordination that I wanted to share with you today. It's about a conference center in Crete where there was horrible fighting at World War II and just terrible things, a lot of inhumanity to man. And this was a conference center sent up to peace. And at the end of a 2-week seminar, Robert Fulghum asked, what's the meaning of life? And this was the story that this beautiful man that founded the conference center said. He said, taking his wallet out of his hip pocket, he fished into a leather billfold and brought out a very small round mirror, about the size of a quarter, and told this story. When I was a small child during the war, we were very poor. One day I found the broken pieces of a mirror from a wrecked German motorcycle. I kept the largest piece, and by scratching it on a stone, I made it round. I began to play with it as a toy and became fascinated by the fact that I could reflect light into dark places where the sun would never shine, in deep holes and crevices, dark closets. It became a game for me to get light into the most inaccessible places I could find. As I became an adult, I grew to understand that this was not just a child's game, but a metaphor for what I might do with my life. I came to understand that I am not the light or the source of light, but light. Truth, understanding, knowledge is there, and it will only shine in many dark places if I reflect it. I am a fragment of a mirror whose whole design and shape I do not know. Nevertheless, with what I have, I can reflect light into dark places of this world and change some things in some people. Perhaps others may see and do likewise. This is what I'm about. This is the meaning of my life. And he took the small mirror and he holding it up, he caught the light and reflected it into my face, he says. And so reflecting that light has kind of become a symbol of my ministry to me. I don't generate the light, I'm not the light, but I can be a space where it shines through, or a mirror that reflects it. In my clearest moments, when the dust and grime of habitual thinking has kind of settled, or any condition that I might get caught up in has been cleared, that light that comes from this innermost place shines, radiates, reflects. This one light, one peace, one power, one presence that I call God. So there is a call from the divine within each of us, saying, I have come, I have come, I have come. Behold, I make all things new. I know who you are in truth. I know what you are in truth. I know how you serve in truth. And so I ask you, you're all muted, so it's fine, you could speak out. If you would say after me, I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. This is what's happening for all of us today. So if you would like to share something in your own life, what you're grateful for this year, why, you could raise your hand. our pastoral support, Reverend Paul, will try and catch you, or you could put your name in the chat and we'll call on you. Anybody want to share what you're grateful for? There's some buzzing. Oh, thank you. Take a moment, just close your eyes and go within. See if you'd like to share today. And if so, why just write your name in the chat. I understand, Hope, maybe you would like to?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I am very grateful that this year, despite its challenges, has allowed me so much more time for contemplation and for prayer and for quiet, and that it has slowed my life down to a place that allows me to be more easily supports my being more present in the conscious moment and feel close to God. And for this, I am so grateful. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you. Anybody else? That's so funny. Michael?
I've always been studying. I just want to start off. I've always been studying in my life this spirit, God, however. It's always been a part of my life. It is my life. It is who I am. And every time, it always comes back to a grateful heart. I am so thankful to feel thankful, to feel gratitude in what I do and how I share myself, how I begin my day and how I end my day, to just give thanks. When my consciousness is in gratitude, I know I'm in service, I know I'm okay, I know I'm in divine flow, I know of my oneness, I know of this brilliance, I know of miracles and endless good. When my heart is in thankfulness, I am just so uplifted. So if the wording is right, I'm just thankful to be thankful. And that includes everything that my senses pick up. I see, I hear, I feel, I taste. And I'm just blessed because it just perpetuates greater good and a greater consciousness of all the good. And everybody's a part of that. So thank you for this opportunity to share.
Thank you, Michael.
Reverend Carol, I'd like to share.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
I'm abundantly thankful for my divine inspiration and intuition. I was invited for Thanksgiving up to my son-in-law's families for Thanksgiving, and I very much wanted to go. I love them dearly, love spending time with them. And about 3 days before we were to go up, there was a lot of COVID around us that we weren't directly in contact with. And I got the inspiration, the divine inspiration, not to go. The inspiration was to stay home. And it was palpable. And I called Ryan's mom and said, love you guys so much, want to be up there. Thank you for the invitation. But just everything inside of me says stay home. And they said, well, tomorrow, this is the day before Thanksgiving. And they said, tomorrow, if your inspiration changes, let us know and, come on up. And I said, if it changes, yes. And it didn't change. And I followed it, although my preference would have been to be up there. the next day, come to find out that they had a grandchild up there Wednesday night, and the child came down or had COVID and tested positive the next day. So had I been up there, I would have had to have stayed there, missed work, wouldn't have been down here with my family, and it was all because I followed my divine inspiration, my divine intuition. And I had no idea that that was going to happen. I didn't want that to happen, didn't care about what was going to happen. I just followed the divine inspiration, the divine knowingness, and went. And my thought was, man, I've disallowed that inspiration before, and it's come back to bite me. So I was real excited to get the confirmation that I followed my inspiration and the divine inspiration. So I'm very, very thankful for my divine inspiration.
Thank you, Paul. We have another minute or two if somebody is feeling called to share. Take a moment or stick your name in the chat or raise your hand and somebody will see it and tell me. Al? Yes, Reverend Al. There you go. Try again to unmute, Al. There. You're fine. Yeah, talk now.
Okay. This is a experience that I had a few months ago. As some of you know, I've been having some health challenges, and I've been wondering just what's happening. And I became a little bit depressed over seeing these challenges and wondering what I'm supposed to be doing. So I was driving in my car, and I was a little bit upset about the conditions that I've been experiencing. So I prayed to God. I said, and I was driving, it was a cloudy, dismal day. So I was driving and I prayed to God and I said, God, and I was a little bit disgusted. I said, will you tell me whether I'm supposed to stay here or if I'm supposed to go? And so I waited a second and I looked up from my car through the windshield, and the clouds that were solidly covering the skyline, a section of the clouds parted, and what I witnessed was a rainbow that ran from horizon to horizon. And I knew that was a message for me to see the bright side, see the beautiful side, and to know that that I believe I'm supposed to stay around for a while longer. So it was a very clear message, and I thought it was something that was very profound move for me and very moving. So I just thought I would share my personal experience with you. So
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Al. Chris had her hand up, and Juanita, and then June.
Hello. Hi. I'm going to go back a little bit and tell you about last November to this November, but I'll do it fast. Last November, I got laid off. And I remember praying for my coworkers, and I let that go. And my son called and said, do you want to meet for lunch? So we met for lunch, and he asked me if I wanted to move into his house with him. And so I did. And then COVID happened. And I thought, what a blessing that I have such a beautiful son and daughter. And, you know, at times in my life, I've thought, oh, what kind of mother was I? And did I do a good job? And, you know, doubting my abilities. And then he just shows up to me, and such a light in my life that I'm so grateful for. And that I have such a beautiful daughter and son-in-law that we spent Thanksgiving together, and the weather became beautiful, and spent time out on the deck having dinner, and how just how blessed I am that that God should give me such gifts, and for the Center of Conscious Living and for Reverend Carol to still let me come back and be part of this. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And okay, and Katura too, I'm told. Okay, Juanita?
Hold on. There. Yep. They can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear her? Okay.
She said yes.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I just want to publicly thank my daughter Anne for saving my life when she came to Florida to get me in March, because I was still doing everything as usual, going to all the places I go every day. And I do believe if she hadn't come, I would be one of those statistics that we see flashed all the time of how many people. And I want to thank her publicly and thank all of you for this wonderful service that you have and this forum you have for speaking to your whole congregation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juanita. And Anne, if you just put your face in there so we'll know who she's talking about. There you go.
Can I piggyback on Mom?
Okay.
Thank you. I realize we're getting tight on time. We make a lot of offers in life, and it's a lovely thing, but our offers don't mean anything if people don't accept them. And when I am so grateful that Mom said yes. And what I'm also grateful for is the clarity that when I kept calling down there in March and Mom kept saying, I only made a couple stops and I only was in the store for a second and telling, and I was getting more and more, I was sick about it. I couldn't sleep. And I came out one day and I said to Sherry, I don't know what to do. I've explained it. I've told her. And she said, sweetheart, you either have to go get her or you have to let her go. And I am so grateful for Sherry's clarity, because in that moment, Paul talked about getting the prompt. Okay, it took someone laying it out for me, but it was so clear to me. It was time to go pack the car. I kept on the phone wanting to talk Mom into doing it differently, but Sherry just said, you go get her or you let her go. That was the choice point. And I was so clear to go get her. And so I just, I thank Sherry for her clarity and her just ability to just speak it so clearly. And I thank Mom for saying yes. And I thank this entire community for holding us all and holding each other in such love and support, to know that we can always trust that prompt, to listen for it, but then to follow it. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Juanita. Thank you, God. I'm told Katura wanted to speak a bit ago. If you still do, Katura, and then June, and then that should.
Okay, there I am. I was trying to unmute. I'm grateful for this community that I finally become a part of. I knew that it was where I should be when I first walked into a room over in Morristown. The vibration was just overwhelmingly joyous, and I knew that I had to come back. But I'm grateful for having to wake up each morning and have an opportunity to be the light that I should be. And I'm on this path of acceptance and surrender. And I'm learning to trust the perfection of the universe, that intuition, that when it speaks to me, that I know that it's God, and for me to be accepting of it, whatever it is. That's all.
Thank you, Katura. Thank you. Blessing, and June.
I remember, Carol, you're telling that story a couple of times about the mirror, including at your ordination. And I'm one of the people, I think there's a few on the call today, that were with you from the very beginning. When we were meeting in the garden room up front. And so 29 years, on and off, mostly on lately. Always felt welcome to come back. And Carol, you have been, I don't know how to describe this, but I'll remind everyone and you too that when my dad died in February of 1992, I couldn't think of anyone I wanted to do his service but Reverend Carol, who was not yet Reverend, I don't believe. And you did your very first funeral for my father. And we were all in tears. It was the most astounding service. You knew my father, you knew all of us, you knew our hearts. You were so clear from the very beginning. And when I think of you retiring, I take it very personally because I've been with you all these years and I've grown so much in so many ways. This community, these teachings, you are a reflection of the light, certainly, and you are the light. And we reflect you out into the world. The work that we do out there, we're activists, you know, and we're involved in a lot of things. And people are astounded by some of the things that our beingness. And we have made a lot of changes in the way people see the world. And it's because of you and because of CCL and because of these teachings. And I cannot imagine CCL without you. And my heart is so open to you and yours to us that we really are a reflection of the oneness. And I just want to lay it out for you. You are the spirit of CCL, and you have brought that spirit through us to so many thousands of people. So I just want to express my gratitude to you. I just love you so much, and I love CCL. And it's a beautiful community. I don't know another one like it in the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you, June. There's another Martha card here that says, go into the darkness and shed light. We'll always be doing that. And each of you are empowered, fully empowered, able to do it. Just needs a little willingness. And we have that too in spades. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. And I think it's time for blessing of our offering.
Yes, I put the offertory blessing in the chat. So if you'll join with me in reading it. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
So, Jackie, again, has this beautiful music.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. I was so trying not to cry. Thanks, June. June, you know I love you.
I did it for you.
So this song is Longtime Sunshine. I know you all have heard it by many artists, and we're going to do it and because I wish this for everyone that is assembled here. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you and the pure light within you. Guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sunshine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sunshine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way on, guide your way on. That means the supreme being. Waheguru. 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 Waheguru, Waheguru.
From darkness to light. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is our blessing, certainly for anyone that's here for the first time, and absolutely for each and all of us. If you'll just quietly, you can stay muted, but we'll repeat after me. Welcome to this Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community, and we open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light, and we are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And this mastermind covenant, knowing there is a power and intelligence and wisdom greater than my own, and knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling, say aloud, I acknowledge. Surrendering to the power of the mastermind consciousness, and knowing I am guided and assisted past any limited perception to God's truth within, now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change. I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments, and I open the door to unconditional love by saying, I forgive. Realizing that my life is the creation of my own thoughts, I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, beautiful. And I allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose. Holding this consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing the universe always says yes. Please repeat after me. I accept. With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked in the name of the Mastermind is now given to me, I say, thank you, God. And then there's a covenant that we read, slightly different from Unity's, but you've heard it many times. The love of God enfolds me. The mind of God inspires me. The Spirit of God enlightens me. The power of God encircles me. I am in God, and all is well. For I am enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace. And you can say, I am grateful. God has heard you. So we have some announcements. Welcome, Deb Roderick, by the way. I don't know if that means you're here now, landed from Germany or what, but I saw her. We just let her into the meeting here. If you're not on the mail list, why? Please put your name in the chat or write to CCL in Morristown at AOL, and we will put you on our mail list, and you'll see all these announcements and whatever's up and coming. Couple of things. Giving Tuesday is this coming Tuesday. So please remember CCL and all these wonderful, fine things we've said, why it continues through your donation. So find a way to do that. We'll be on Facebook and we'll send something around, and you have information in the chat as well. Then we're going to have a Christmas choral fundraiser. And I think Jackie, maybe, Regina, I don't know, Jackie's probably talking about. Somebody should at least say something. And Mary Law has a new class too. I would like her to say something too.
So thank you, because I was so not prepared, but it's okay. So yes, so we are going to have a beautiful Christmas concert December 19th, I believe, and check me if I'm incorrect, but the time is 7 p.m. That is a Saturday, and we are inviting each and every one of you. You will hear wonderful, beautiful Christmas music to keep you in the spirit as you go about, but we are inviting you. We have the amazing Lou, Dodie, Norman, Beth, myself. We are all coming together to create a beautiful experience for you. So please mark your calendars. And Regina, if I'm missing anything else, or Rev Carol, please feel free to jump in.
No, you're not. That's the beautiful side of it. But to everyone, this is going to be set up on Eventbrite. So once that is done, we will send that out. You will receive that notice. And it's going to be $25 per ticket. So that's going to be coming out shortly within the week, I hope. So I want to step aside or step ahead and thank the musicians who are willing to do this for CCL, for all of us, and to truly celebrate the joy of the season. And while we cannot be in person, this is still perfect to experience it and sit in our homes, which will already has the feeling and the celebration and the blessing of Christmas. So I look forward to this very much. So again, thank you to all, and to all of those who are going to sign up and participate with us. So thank you.
So this is a fundraiser, and we'll get you more information. We're also having a Christmas Eve service. Many people have asked us, so we will go ahead. We'll have some more of those beautiful musicians with some music for us on Christmas Eve, and I think that's at 6:30. But you know, that's why we want you on the mail list, so you can see these things and know. Blessings and love. And then Mary Law has got a class that's going to take us through this year and into the new one about cultivating the Christ light. Mary?
Hello. And yeah, that concert just sounds like the perfect holiday spirit, mood lifter, light transmitter. It's going to be, I can't wait for it. So I'm offering a 4-part workshop called Cultivating the Christ Light. And it was born out of an experience that I had in meditation where I was focusing on world events and how to do my part to contribute to bringing greater healing and peace to the planet. And I heard a thought voice come in that said, cultivate the Christ light. It is your strength, your sustenance, and your guidance. And I was like, well, that sounds nice. And I just sat with that for a few weeks. And I said, well, how do I cultivate the Christ light? What do I do? And finally, in a meditation, I just asked to bring the Christ light into a healing process that I was doing for a client. And I was taken on this journey into a realm of absolute divine light in a way that I never experienced it before. And then later I was shown to journey within my own heart to come to a temple space and a sacred flame of the Christ light within. And then in the course of the Thursday night evenings that I did in the start of the pandemic, each week we were taken on another journey with the Christ light. And I was asked to continue with this method and this process, helping people to cultivate this light within ourselves. And also in that very first experience, the being known as Melchizedek appeared to me. And he took this beautiful configuration of crystalline light that was like a multifaceted star. It was magnificent. Put it in each of my hands so that my hands could be healing. He put it in my heart so that I could radiate healing, compassion and love. Put it in my forehead so that I could have more compassionate thoughts, and in my legs so that I could walk a path of light and love. And so he has offered to bring this attunement to participants in the class. So we're going to have a healing attunement, and we're going to have journeys into the Christ light. And we're going to do it for the 2 Thursday nights before Christmas on Zoom, and the 2 Thursday nights after New Year's. So we're going to make a rainbow bridge from 2020 to 2021 and bring that energy into the coming year. And for myself, it's really helped me to navigate the pandemic and to be in a positive state and to remain focused on what I can give and how I receive all the goodness and gifts in this life. So we made it a really, I think, a discounted price of $99 for the 4 sessions. And that's a gift to the community as well. So I hope that you can join me. My website's about to open, marynotelelaw.com. Look for it during the week and there'll be a sign-up link. Or you can
call or email the office and we can set you up there. That's December 10th and 17th. And January 7th and 14th from 7 to 9. Those of you that have been in classes with Mary know there's the extraordinary creativity, the energy that flows through her, this beautiful artist that she is. And it will be quite something to support you and the world as we go from one year to the next. So thank you.
It's all on Zoom.
It's all on Zoom.
Yeah.
Anything else I'm supposed to be saying? Christmas Eve, I mentioned. I think we're okay. All of our services, I send out something on Facebook afterwards, but you can also look at our YouTube channel, Center for Conscious Living NJ, and catch up and hear this beautiful music like we're going to now from Miss Jackie Greggs.
Thank you, Reverend Carol. And so, this song that we're going to do, you all know it, but I did change the lyrics to let you know that there ain't no mountain high enough or no valley low enough to keep me from loving you. You. I'm talking to you. So that's what we're going to do. A little bit more music. Listen, y'all. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, I tell you there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from loving you. Remember the day I set you free, I told you you could always count on me, yeah. From that day on, I made a vow, I'll be there when you need me some way, somehow. I tell you there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from loving you. Oh no, oh no, no wind, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me now. 'Cause you are my goal, I'll be there on the double. Just send for me, send for me. Ooh, my love is alive, way down in my heart. Although we are miles apart, if you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double just as fast as I can. I tell you there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from loving you. I'm talking to you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from loving you. I love you.
Oh, beautiful, Jackie. So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your light and your love. And Reverend Michael Rogers.
Okay, stay with that uplifting energy and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful.
It is this thing called life.
Oh, I think we came in back that way, right?
Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in all my feelings. Life is in all my activities. I receive it. I share it. I am it. I accept it. And I am thankful for it, just the way that it is. Thank you, life. And accepting all these gifts together, we say yes.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Michael, practitioners, everybody. Blessings and love.
Beautiful service. Thank you. Hi, Mary Law.
Hi, Kathy Miller. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
All of you.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Arlen.
Thank you, Rev
Beautiful
Carol.
messages. Thank you, Juanita and Ann. Beautiful
Hello,
music.
everybody.
Hey, Carolyn.
Nice job, Jackie.
Hi, everybody.
Bonnie.
Hi,
Hi,
Carolyn.
Sandra. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, hello.
Reverend Al. Great message. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Paul. Hi, Kathy. Wake up.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Mike and Ellen.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Henry and Margot. Missed you guys the other day.
Hi, Paul. Hi.
Man Holmes. Good to see you. Hi, Patricia.
Oh my God.
Will.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Katura.
Good morning.
Hi, Tora.
Hi.
Tuesday.
Good morning. How
You
are
too.
you? Good.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Always.
Hey, Carolyn.
Cassandra.
Bye.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Reverend Paul.
Have a good week,
I'm
everyone.
Michael. I'm Jackie.
Love you all.
Bye, Cassandra.
I love
Have
you
a good
guys.
one. See you
Bye.
next week.
Bye, Carol.
Love you
Hold it over
guys.
the.
Bye.
Good seeing you.
We could do this all day.
Yeah.
We could do this all day. Hi.
Out in the sunshine, everybody.
Ah, good.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Oh my
Got it.
God.
Hello.
See you all soon.
Hi, June.
Hi, how are you doing? Is that Joanne?
Michael.
Hi, hello.